Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Let the mayhem commence right now. Let it out. Shout it now. Shout it. Come on and shout it. Shout it. Come on and shout it. Come on. Tell me what you want to do when you want to do it. Tell me what you want to say before you utterly say it. Tell me what you're going to do before you actually do it. You better tell me and I can tell you whether it's a good idea or it's poo. There's a lot of shit ideas out there, ladies and gentlemen. But I tell you, the big, the good, and the brave only watch the Matt Taylor TV. Yo, broadcasting live from Brighton. Be right on in Brighton. Hey, listen, I want to talk something really seriously about you today, okay? It's like, why is Chris Brindle being allowed to get away with harassing Heather Turner? And was it me alerting you, the audience, to it? Very embarrassing. The big boys like YSN and Tony Quigley are too busy copywriting striking me for being fantastic, for being myself, when they are doing F all about the sexual predator within sight, operating freely on YouTube with zero criticism. Someone needs to come in and explain that to me. Come on now and explain it to me, how Chris Brindle can say that to Heather and get away with it. Come on now, explain it to me, how Chris Brindle can say what he says to Heather Turner and get away with it. Away with it. Why the hell does Chris Brindle get away with his misogynistic hate speech? How can Christopher Brindle get away with that misogynistic hate speech without a murmur from Tony Quigley or YouTuber News? Because they're too busy lodging copyright strikes against Matt Taylor TV. Broadcasting live from Brighton. Be right on in Brighton. It's something YSN can never do. Just like Tony Quigley too. They can never do what I do. Put myself out there. Raw, unedited, live, straight, brave, to the point and from the heart. That's something you'll never get from YSN or Tony Quigley. And because they can never even match my brilliance, all they can do is weaponize copyright strikes. An otherwise harmless YouTube tool, which has been weaponized by the trolls to sabotage rivals. And of course, they're from that kind of park, aren't they? They're from the park of people who do not criticize people like Chris Brindle, who again, just like Uncle P, commits crime in real time before our very eyes. And all the big boys, and I'm talking about Tony Quigley, and I'm talking about YSN, are completely silent because they're too busy doing copyright strikes against Matt Taylor TV. And Matt Taylor TV. You know you love it because there's nothing quite else like it. But no, you cannot let me be me and get on with my success. No, 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 no. You are far too jealous for that. That's why you sabotage. That's where you go run into headmaster. Lie, twist the truth. Oh, I've had it all my life, quite frankly. And to be fair, I've always come out on top. Let the mayhem commence. Broadcasting live from Brighton on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. In the left corner, it is Matt Taylor. And in the right corner, it is Matt Taylor. Yes, it is the one and only Matt Taylor, your host, broadcasting live from Brighton. Thank you ever so much. The big debate tonight is, how the fuck is Chris Brindle getting away with it? Just like Uncle P. A real crime in real time. And have you just noticed the silence? The silence is deafening. YSN, big boy, white knight, Tony Quigley, who has a big body drop over what happened to his girlfriend, completely silent about what is clearly a deranged man having a nervous breakdown on YouTube over this breakup with Heather. And of course, where is Heather? Has anyone heard from Heather? Is Heather even in the country? Has anyone given any thought to Heather's mental well-being in any of this? I mean, I don't know about you, but I think this is a bit of an emergency situation here on YouTube. And I'm surprised the community aren't really reacting more rigorously to this. Goodness gracious me. If it was even me or Justin doing this to any one of the ladies in our community, the police would be knocking down the door. I've had police knock down the door because of something Uncle P has put on my screen. I am not kidding you. The end of the world is dangerous times, and we do live in dangerous times, and it just proves we're living in the end of days when the people like Christopher Brindle can get away with what he gets away with. And so that's the big discussion tonight. How the hell is Christopher Brindle getting away with it? And if you don't know who Christopher Brindle is, he is without doubt the most number one notorious troll on YouTube. I'm sure there are a lot of people, if anybody has got their own experiences of a Christopher Brindle, please get in touch. But just as a little taster, and I do have to stress now to you, as a little taster, I'm just going to do, it's not long. I think it's under a minute, but it is a taster of the absolute vileness that comes out of Christopher Brindle's mouth live on YouTube. And so before I play this clip, I just want to give a warning out. This is mature adult content. And if you have any children in the room, please, I warn you now, get rid of them, because this is extreme, graphic, adult conversation of the sexual nature.
There you go. Poo-poo in potty, not in pants. Yeah. Period stains on panty liners, not in pants. Oh, fucking hell. Dirty period cow bitch. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like the fucking farm girl in her. The trashy, plain-speaking, vulgar, mixed-up girl that she was. You know. But a long enough timeline, she'd have done an Amber Heard. She'd have shit on the bed. No doubt about it. Shit on the bed and period blood all over me dick. Oh, what a rank a rank little tramp, she was. But she was my rank little tramp. I've never had one like that before. They've all been nice girls, lovely ladies. Who am I kidding?
I told you it was going to be bad, and it was bad. I know, and I remember I did warn you. I warned you it was going to be graphic adult conversation. And, you know, this kind of graphic adult conversation is going out on, you know, on YouTube. And is it just me who's pretty shocked by his behavior? Considering I'm the one who usually gets called the stalker and predator, funny enough, by him. And what this proves conclusively to me, and it should be pretty obvious to everyone watching, that the pattern now is that all those people who are shouting the loudest, most vehemently, that him over there and her over there, they're the wrong uns. Oh yes, they are. The pattern now dictates that they're the very ones who are the most deranged. And we're seeing that in Christopher Brindle. I mean, how often did we hear him falsely accuse me of being a 3 times stalker? And Christopher Brindle has proved within our very eyes how he stalked and harassed Nin, Sharon Gale, and now Heather Turner. 3 times. 3 times a stalker. Exactly what he was accusing me of being. And so isn't it ironic that I'm the only one who's like making a fuss of the fact that Christopher Brindle is committing crime in real time before our very eyes, and absolutely nothing from the bigwigs. In fact, the bigwigs like YSN and Tony Quigley are too busy waging guerrilla warfare against me. Only half an hour ago, before coming on, I was notified by YouTube that I've had copyright strikes by YSN and Tony Quigley. It's all right. I've had it all my life. But I've always come out on top. Hey, listen. When are you going to face up to the fact that you lot have all been backing the wrong uns? And you fell for all the propaganda and the grooming of the wrong uns. Yes, you all fell for it. Everyone who put their faith in AJ Degenerate over me, you're going to have to fucking answer to that. All of you who put your faith in rodents, in Christopher Brindle, when now we can see clearly how he is committing crime in real time. I was by-thinking there about Charlie's girl. First of all, Chris dumped her. Now Charlie girl's all pally. Where is Heather? Has anyone heard from her? I mean, what the hell is going on here? We've got something big going on, and no one seems to be talking about it because maybe they're too busy doing copyright strike against me. Where have we heard of YSN? YouTube streamer news. Too busy doing copyright strikes against me. So now I am going to bring you into it, YSN, you idiot. I've got my third viewer, so I'm going to be a bit cocky. 15 minutes in. YSN, you prick. I've just been notified about half an hour ago, 45 minutes, that you put a copyright strike in, you stupid little schoolboy. We've got bigger things going on with Chris Brindle committing crime in real time before our very eyes, and you're too busy doing copyright strikes against me. That proves that you're a schoolboy in the same league as Tony Quigley, who's done the very same thing. And what's worse out of you two is you lot are depriving me of my fair usage laws. You fucking nasty little toe rags. You are in the same class as Christopher Brindle. You're all of the same group, you lot are. Shame on all of you who are remaining quiet. Do you think it's fair on Heather Turner to have that level of abuse thrown at her because she said no to Christopher Brindle? Can anyone honestly say what Christopher Brindle's coming out with isn't misogynistic? Well said, that man, said Volcano in the chat. Thank you for contributing. Volcano thinks so. Where's the big boys? Tony Quickly. I've said you're already banned from here, but you wiggle in by doing a copyright strike. I don't want you in here. Why don't you go on your own channel and condemn Christopher Brindle for what he's doing in real time against Heather Turner? Because you lot seem to need some direction, don't you? Because you lot don't seem to know what your morals are anymore. You shout at me enough, me and Justin, for any Tom, Dick and Harry coming back around. You know what I'm getting at. But then when you see a crime of that severity right before your eyes being played out, none of you are saying F all. And that says more about you lot than it says about me. And it is ironic that I'm the one who's getting accused of being a degenerate, a stalker, a woman harasser, ex-Royal Military policeman, I may hasten to add, everyone. You seem to forget that, don't you? You seem to forget that I was an ex-Royal Military policeman. And one of the misinformation and propaganda that's put out there is by Christopher Brindle himself, who tries his best to debunk that fact, the truth. Why hasn't the holier than thou so-called do-gooders calling out the disturbing behaviour of Chris Brindle? There we have Volcano, is pretty much echoes the whole point of this evening's discussion. Thank you, Volcano, for contributing. We've got a lovely change of music, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, listen. It's always good to change the mood, to bring it down, to stroke it slow, to make it so sensual, oh sensual. It's always good to slow it down, to stroke the frown, to smile and say I love you. I love you. So while I say, what the fuck going on with Chris Brindle doing crime in real time and no one calling him out? It's a volcano, 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 volcano. Why is Hawaii volcano? Chris Brindle only speaking out. Volcano, volcano. Come on now, more people need to be speaking out about this. It shouldn't just be left to Volcano and myself to kind of like call out the obvious. Number one, where is Heather? What's happened to Heather? Has anyone heard from Heather? Are we getting all our information from Christopher Brindle concerning Heather? When we hear 1 minute that Charlie's girl has been dumped, the next minute Charlie's girl cozying up to him in the chat room. What's going on there? All these questions, no answers. Someone needs to care. Because obviously the mouse doesn't care, nor does YSN and Tony Quigley. They're both too busy doing copyright strikes against me. Oh, here we have the villain himself. We have the villain himself, and we also have the heroine. OMG, we have Katie and Grobby here at the same time. I say, get on. Look, how the fuck can you justify what you're doing, Christopher? How the fuck can you justify what you're doing? You know, and we need to have Katie on to like take the role of Heather. Because what's coming out of your gob, Christopher, is pure misogynistic hate speech. And I am shocked. And I'm going to tell you now, not as a friend, just as someone in society. You are committing crime in real time, and we can all see it. I don't even care it's what you are in breach of, Christopher. Do you understand that? Let's not negate any responsibility. This is your actions, Christopher. Your actions. And they're criminal. And you may well be in prison by Christmas. I kid you not. You may well be in prison by Christmas. I kid you not. You may well be in prison for Christmas. Christopher, listen. I kid you not. You may well be in prison by Christmas time. I kid you not. You may well be in prison by Christmas time. I kid you not. Listen up. This is a warning, you may end up in prison at Christmas time, all alone, with no mince pies. Listen up. This is your responsibility, Christopher. I am totally shocked. Totally shocked what you're doing, Christopher. You make my skin crawl, Chris. You need medical intervention. This is the reaction people have towards you, Christopher. Please, Christopher, it's your actions. Okay? It really is as if you haven't taken your meds or something. That's what I'm reading into this, right? I'm reading in that you are a man in drastic and desperate need for help. But for whatever reason, you aren't getting it. Look, basically, Chris, it isn't good. That's all I can say. It's not looking good for you. It really isn't. But see, the thing is, Chris, I've got a life. I've achieved things in my life. I've made a success of relationships. You know, for all I know, for all we know, you could just have had a touch up in the last 8 or 7 years of your love life. Whereas I've been in a committed relationship. You know what I mean? We can only go on your word, Chris, that you're a handsome bugger. We don't know. If you were such a handsome bugger and so confident of yourself, why haven't you ever put yourself out there? Hey, you know, if you're such a good-looking guy, and if your physique is so well toned, but you never can because something's wrong with you, Chris. And I'd really like to know when it or where it happened. Is it something in the childhood happened to you? You want to talk about it? Well, do you want me to find you, Chris? Do you want me to find you? Is that a challenge? Because you know, Chris, there may be something you don't know. And maybe I'll reveal this now. One of James Hines' Night Watch has defected. I shall repeat that without messing up my words. A member from Night Watch has defected. Spilling the beans, Chris. So, mate, you're not my mate. Just get that straight. I can easily find out where you are, Chris. Absolutely easy for me. It's easy for me. Thank you for correcting me, Chris. Hey, Chris, no, but to be fair, right, it is easy for me to find out where you are. It literally will take me 10 seconds. It will take me 10 seconds, Christopher. Do not try me. Do not push me. Do not challenge me. Because it would take me literally 10 seconds to get a location on you. Trust me. Ex-military policeman, mate. Ex-black ops. I never said you nothing to do with them. But within James Hines' Project Night Watch are journalists. Right? Journalists, court journalists. Not just in Brighton. Right? We cover the whole of the UK. And they're spilling the beans. Major data drops. All I need to ask them is to check a name. That's all I need to do, Christopher. I just need to ask them to check a name. And if I attached a bat signal, the answer would be back within 10 seconds. Well, are you challenging me? You challenging me? You don't want to challenge me, bud. Right? It'll be your Waterloo, mate. It'll be your Waterloo. Put it that way, okay? Oh, you silly, silly boy. Okay, where are we now? No, but seriously, Christopher, what the fuck are you doing with Heather Turner? Number one, where is she? Do you know where she is? Number two, what's happening between you and Charlie's girl? Number 1 minute, you've dumped her. Next minute, you're buddy-buddy. Oh, you off, are you? Okay. Okay. Oh, so he runs off. Isn't that amazing? Just so this is very interesting. Christopher comes in all bravo, has his Waterloo moment and fucks off. What's all that about? What's going on, Christopher? What's going on, Christopher? Look, I get the impression you need help. Because it's as if you are intentionally being controversial to get yourself arrested. I mean, is that what you want to happen? Do you feel as if that's your only place you're going to get your meds, is within a prison? Well, I'm very surprised, ladies and gentlemen, that we did have Christopher on, and then he disappears. So, what I would demand of Christopher as he leaves the battlefield is that you remove all your YouTube lives mentioning Heather. Because what you're saying about Heather is absolutely misogynistic hate speech. And your misogynistic hate speech has no place here on YouTube. So I suggest you clear off. Or at least. Because you said you were going to clear off, by the way. But yet you never. So at the very least, remove all the lives you've got mentioning Heather. Because what you say about Heather is absolutely vile, hateful, misogynistic hate speech. And it has no place on YouTube. So while Christopher may go off and listen to Led Zeppelin without taking any responsibility or accountability for his actions, we're left still wondering, where's Heather Turner? Do I need to ask where Christopher Brindle is? Because I can do it. And kid me not. If I put the bat signal with it, the answer comes out within 10 seconds. Okay. I think we've actually covered a lot of ground here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We've covered a lot of ground here tonight. A big shout out to Volcano. Volcano came on. Thank you for contributing there, Volcano. I'd like to see whether we can just repeat on what Volcano said up on the screen at the moment. Why hasn't the holier than thou so-called do-gooders calling out the disturbing behaviour of Chris Brindle? Here we have Chris Brindle himself denying any part. Volcano says, you make my skin crawl, Chris. You need medical intervention. And I think actually that may be at the centre of what's wrong with Christopher Brindle. He's not getting his medicine, maybe. Chris is a disease, a plague on these YouTube streets. Here we have Christopher Brindle himself claiming, I'm nothing to do with James Hines, so what would a member of his group know? I answered this that we've got journalists across the country. Christopher said, you've had your 10 seconds, you liar. And then he disappears. I'm off to put some Led Zeppelin on, he says. Bye, everyone. Isn't that strange? Well, there you can see. Christopher Brindle had his opportunity to debunk or refute anything I've said, but as you can see, he has ran off. What does that tell you? What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? that Christopher Brindle knows exactly what he's doing. And he's doing it with a clear mind. Yes, Volcano brings up the possibility of needing medical intervention. Perhaps he does. Perhaps for whatever reason he isn't getting medical intervention at the moment, and he needs it. Either way, from my experience as a Royal Military policeman, I recognise that Christopher Brindle is, quite frankly, having a nervous breakdown. By the very fact that he's committing crime in real time indicates that he's shrugged off all abandonment of civil society. He's like, no, that's not for me. He's had his breakdown moment, so to speak. And it looks like the breakdown of his relationship with Heather has been the breakdown push, the straw that breaks the camel's back, so to speak. Hey, listen, the world's made up of cliches. And so is my book, The Golden Cube. So listen, we had a bit of action there today. We had a bit of drama. We had Alfie come on and try and didn't we? We had Alfie come on and try and big up Chris. We also had Katie in the house. Here we go, Alfred. Here we go. Yeah, Chris is an all right bloke. Chris is an all right bloke, is he? And what do you know about Chris? What do any of us know about Chris? It's a serious question. We know it's been an absolutely terrible idea putting a dog in the same environment as Christopher Brindle. Am I wrong? Does anyone want to come on and dispute me on that? Whoever the idiots were who contributed money to Christopher Brindle to go and get that dog needs to be reported to the RSPCA. Let me tell you that. That dog is obviously not getting the stimulation and the exercise that it needs. I mean, what do we know about Christopher Brindle? For all we know, he could just be living in a mattress in a house full of junk, for all we know. And with nothing for the dog to do. The dog seems to have absolutely terrible canine habits. And you have to ask yourself, where does the dog get its habits from? Christopher Brindle had his opportunity to come in and discuss it with me, but he ran away. What does that say about him? So listen, we're coming up to 39 minutes. We're about to hit the double figures. I'm here and I'm talking about Christopher Brindle. Christopher Brindle just came in, then he ran off. What the hell's going on? Where's Heather? Serious questions for our community. Why am I having to tell them? I'm the one you lot have been saying is the stalker, is the degenerate, is the harasser of women. When it's actually been one of your mates, Christopher Brindle. And none of you are saying anything about it. So I'm saying you've got to start talking about it. YSN, Tony Quigley, too busy doing copyright strikes against me instead of condemning Christopher Brindle. There's been Nin, there's been Sharon Gell, and now there is Heather Turner. Where's Heather Turner? Has anyone heard from her? The last one we know, we've got Christopher Brindle urging people to ring immigration. Who of you rung immigration? Put your hands up. Put your hands up, because you can go and stand over there by Fanny Bones under the police informant grass aisle. Go and stand in the grass police informant aisle alongside Fanny Bones. Off you go. What is wrong with you people? Jingle Jangle's here. Hello, Jingle Jangle. You got some explaining to do.
Lovely. Oh, yes.
Is that really the best you can do?
Charity work. Doing good deeds, as many as I can. Those who bring sunlight into the life of others cannot keep it from their own.
Christopher, is it really that the best you can do? Because this is serious at the moment, and doing Jimmy
Better than
Savile
Steve
impersonations.
Better than Steve Coogan. His accent was rubbish. The Reckoning. I reckon he should go and get a bloody voice coach. He was shy.
Chris, first off, Christopher, do you need medical drugs to help you get through? Because you're obviously having a very bad time. Do you want to talk about it?
Bad times? I'm having the best of times. Wonderful, lovely. Get up in the morning, cheer people up.
Christopher, stop your Jimmy, Christopher. Stop your Jimmy. You are heading for prison for Christmas, Jimmy. Now stop it.
Oh, I let a box.
I know. Is it something happened in childhood that you've split your personality? In crisis, do you naturally go to Jimmy when we all know your name is Christopher? Now come on, Christopher, snap of it.
3 times you pleaded guilty. 3 times.
No, Christopher, you are already on your 3rd victim.
You're the convict.
Can you see how you are committing crime against Heather? Can you see what you're doing?
Never heard of her.
So look,
she's probably a dirty
Chris, admit to yourself
one
that
of the Duncroft girls.
Chris, we're not talking to Jimmy.
Never happened.
We're not talking to Jimmy.
In the backseat of my
Jimmy
Rolls-Royce.
is dead. Say goodbye to Jimmy, Chris, and come back as Chris.
Lovely.
Chris, what's your full name, Chris?
Top of the pops.
What's your full name, Chris? Is it Jack?
James Wilson.
Is it June?
Savile.
Is it John?
That's my name.
Is it Jack, June, or John? Come on.
It's Jimmy.
It's Jimmy, right. Jack, John then. John. Come on, Christopher, John. Brindle. Get your act together. I want Christopher John Brindle now, not Jimmy Jangle, okay?
You've got Jimmy Jangle. That's your
evidently you have got you've got mental health issues. Okay, Christopher. Okay, you've got mental health issues. You obviously aren't taking your medicine, and you are having a breakdown. But I can help, Chris, and I mean that sincerely. I can help. So what I want you to do. What I want you to do, Chris, is just take a moment and come back. And come back as
your hair
Christopher.
Ever going to grow back, Matthew? You look
come back as Christopher.
You slap
right?
head. You bald
now come on, Christopher. I want Christopher, not Jimmy.
Dirty.
So look, what we're going to do, we're going to say goodbye to Jimmy, okay? We're going to say goodbye because it's no use having Jimmy here. It is literally no use having Jimmy here. What we need is Christopher Brindle here. Whatever his middle name is, let's just call it John for the sake. Let's call it John because he called us. We need Christopher John Brindle. I don't know how old he is. 53. A year above me, maybe. That's who we need to get to. That's who we need to talk to on a human level. Christopher Brindle, not Jimmy Jangle. Jimmy Jangle is a split-off personality of him for whatever reason that happened in Christopher's life. He's had this split-off personality. And you have to tread really carefully there. But in my experience as a love coach, yes, you heard that correctly. I'm a love coach. In my experience as a life and love coach, I'm able to heal people's broken hearts. And that's exactly what's happening to Christopher at the moment. He's got a broken heart and he needs a love coach like myself to help mend that heart. And I'm willing to do a free love coach session here on YouTube in front of you all. Okay? I'm just paying attention there in the chat to Katie and Volcano. It's nice that they're making themselves acquainted with each other. So listen, going back to Christopher. Christopher, that was brilliant, Christopher. Well done for taking that leap on to Matt Taylor TV in front of all of us and talking. But remember, next time you do, please, we need to have Christopher, not Jimmy. Or is it Jack? Let's call you John. We need to have Christopher John Brindle on. Okay? Like I said, Chris, right? Let's just be honest for a moment, okay? I'm not fucking about when I tell you there's been a defection. A defection or okay? You'll be amazed. I am. This is the end of the world, ladies and gentlemen. The end of days, and things do get pretty surreal. And let me assure you, life is surreal, but it's also real. There's a reality to it, and there's a reality that at the moment Christopher is denying, and that the fact that he's committing crime in real time. What he's saying about Heather, in my opinion, as an ex-Royal Military policeman, has already crossed the threshold of criminality. I mean, the crimes he's committed are double figures. Yeah? Good. So, listen, I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee. My logo has gone. No logo. Wow. So, that was high drama. Thank you, Chris, for coming on. That was good of Chris to come on. But, of course, we didn't have Chris necessarily, did we? We had Jimmy. So, that was no good. And that's why I got rid of him, actually. Because it's no use having Jimmy when he's just going to deflect from the issues by pretending he's Jimmy Savile. And just by the very fact that he pretends to be Jimmy Savile says a lot as well. And of course, isn't he reading a book? Serial Killers. Harold Shipman. Very worrying. Listen, I seem to be having a little bit of a technical issue with my blank screen here. A white screen. Let's not press too many buttons, shall we? We can handle it. Or what's this? Is this a new comment? Is this a new comment? No. What's this? Surely Heather can handle herself, right? Yes. Now, Katie, thank you for the question. No, not so much the question. Thank you for the comment. Can Heather handle herself? Where is Heather? Has anyone heard from Heather? Anyone? Where is Heather? Can Heather come on herself? I've done a bit of magic. I've said her name 3 times, but nothing. I mean, to say I'm worried is absolutely true. You know, I am worried for Heather because I think what she's going through must be terrible. Absolutely terrible. I mean, listen, we all heard it because he left. Hey, welcome everyone. We've hit the double figures. We're talking about Christopher Brindle and his criminal harassing and stalking of the 3rd victim. Now we know the 3rd victim we've seen before our very eyes, Heather Turner. Right, we got testimony from Nin talking about his stalking and harassment, his neglect of animals. Where are these ferrets, by the way? Have any of us seen these ferrets? And talking about the welfare of animals, in which Nin says some of his animals under his care have died through neglect. Hello? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I shall repeat it because we've got double figures. Nin has told us all that pets in the care of Christopher Brindle have died through neglect. Hello? Where's YSN? Where's YSN and Tony Quigley? Oh, yeah. Too busy doing copyright strikes against me. Over to Volcano, who says, it's not just Heather. The point is of Chris's degenerate behaviour towards a female. It's a tough word to pronounce, but I'll give it a go. Misogynistic. That's what it is. Vile, misogynistic hate speech. And of course, as Volcano highlights there, it's not just about Heather. It's his general behaviour towards females, towards womanhood. You know, absolutely. Yeah, and I shouldn't laugh because it isn't a laughing matter. It must be terrible for poor Heather to go through that public humiliation. That public humiliation. Dreadful. Nin is unlisted, mate. I know. And do we hear anything from the AJ degenerate? Do we hear anything from Uncle P? Or any of the Vermin family? Or Fanny Bones in condemnation of Christopher Brindle? No. I haven't really come across anything with Nin, myself, Katie. I don't know anything about her. Only what Christopher Brindle said about her. And then, of course, I think there was a channel which highlighted what she said. And I think I myself screenshot her comments in a chat room, which I use as a basis of my own public awareness video. But listen, where's YSN? YSN, you fucking idiot, YSN. You fucking schoolboy. I do apologise for swearing, anyone here. But listen, it is an adult show. So, you know, I'm not going to be too apologetic. But listen, I should be able to use better words than fucking hell. YSN, you fucking idiot. I should be able to use better words. But listen, I'm rolled. I'm rolled because only half an hour before coming live tonight, I got an email from YouTube notifying me that YSN has done a copyright strike against me. Alongside Tony Quigley. Surprise, fucking surprise. Abusing my fair rights. Bullshit. It's such stupidness. I am sick and tired of it. And quite frankly, I always win in the end. Because when people spill the beans and do massive data drops, you then become in the know. You then have knowledge. And let me assure anyone, what knowledge I haven't got at my fingertips right here, right now, I can get within 10 seconds. Trust me. Trust me. Do not challenge me. It will be your Waterloo. Christopher Brindle challenged me. And he got his Waterloo. And he went scurrying away. Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder what's blurred out. What's behind the blur? What's behind the blur? Oh yes, it's those people shouting the loudest at everyone else are wrong-uns. I'll repeat that without stuttering. What's behind the blur? You'll find out it's all those people shouting the loudest that everyone else are the wrong-uns. Yes, I said it without stuttering. I got a speech impediment, don't you know? Listen, we're coming up to an hour. I can have a little break, but I may just I'll stop the stream, see if anyone else wants to pick up the baton. Do you know who I really like going live? Yeah, you got it. KTB. KTB, I cannot believe that little weasel about this time last year had a right body drop. I gave you a spanner. Can you believe that? That's Tony Quigley I'm talking about. Tony Quigley had a right body drop. Called into question my fatherhood. Speculated on who my then 16-year-old daughter would F. Absolutely disgusting. All because KTB had a spanner. When his own girlfriend says it's only YouTube. Listen, with only a few minutes to spare, YouTube can be a fun place for us all. But there's only a small majority who are ruining it for the rest of us. And Christopher Brindle is ruining it for Heather Turner. Because I hate to think anyone has been run off YouTube through the vulgarity of misogynistic hate speech. But that looks like exactly what's happened now. It looks like Heather Turner has ran away from YouTube under the constant onslaught of misogynistic hate speech from Christopher Brindle. And why isn't anybody else talking out about it? Because the likes of YSN and Tony Quigley are too busy writing out copyright strikes against my cutting-edge original TV rather than calling out the real wrong-uns. Where's AJ Degenerate going to condemn it? When is Uncle P going to condemn it? When is Fanny Bones going to condemn it? Over to KTB, who says, many trying to control me when they can't control themselves. Wise words from Katie. Actually, quite sickening, she continues. Listen, my name's been Matt Taylor. You cannot see me because I'm being censored. Even my image has been censored. Now listen, back to the purpose of tonight's hour. Christopher Brindle. Come on, Christopher. Be Christopher, not Jimmy Jangle. Be you. You need help. I'm a love coach. I mend broken hearts, Christopher. And I tell you, take advantage of what I'm giving to you free of charge from my heart to yours, Christopher. Because if you carry on doing what you're doing, you will be in prison for Christmas. So I'll repeat that for good effect. I'm a love coach, Christopher. Take me up on my offer. I will mend your broken heart. And bear in mind that if you refuse, there's very, very, very good chances you're going to end up in prison for Christmas. On that note, everyone, thank you for sticking with me. Big shout out to Volcano. Volcano got the million zillion brownie points for being the first one in the chat today. Big shout out to Katie B. To Alfie. Alfie made an appearance and a latecomer. There is no latecomer. There are only nasty people. And there's a nasty person. There's a nasty person in the chat talking about Uncle P. Listen, if you got anything to say about Uncle P, say it in the privacy of your own stuff. Anyway, a bit distracted there. Bit distracted there. God. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. I'm dreadfully distracted, everyone. Dreadfully distracted. Dreadfully.
Hi, my name is Matt Taylor, and I'm a convicted stalker. I'm a nonce, a liar, thief, drug dealer, cheat, rent boy and pimp. And more than that, I'm a Satanist. Yes, indeed. I believe in Santa. Santa, Satan, Satanic, satanic. But worse than being a Satanist, worse than being a convicted stalker, nonce, liar, thief, cheat, drug dealer, rent boy and pimp, is that I'll shamefully admit I'm a conservative voter.
Yes, indeed. I'm blue, through and through.
Christopher. All right, Chris. Christopher, talk to us. What's happening in your life, buddy? Come on, Chris. Don't be shy, mate. Come and talk. Come on, Chris. Come on, Christopher. Come on, Chrissy. Oh, Chrissy. Oh, Christopher. Hey, Chris. Come on, Chris. Come on, Chris. You can talk about it, Christopher. Now, come on. We know what you're going through is tough. But everyone goes through it, Christopher. Right? There's no reason you have to be different to anybody else. We all suffer from heartache. But there really is no need to attack the ex-girlfriend like this. Come on, Chris. Are you going to talk, Chris? Is Christopher ever going to talk to tell us how he justifies speaking to Heather like that? Come on then, crime and conspiracy. How can you justify Christopher's misogynistic hate speech towards Heather? You're a supporter, aren't you? Crime and conspiracy. Are you going to stand by Grobby for that? Katie says you needed to make 4 accounts to troll me. Hen Solo says bye. Use your own channel to mock and abuse women on. Whoa, what's going on here? What's going on here? But listen, crime and conspiracy. Let's talk about you supporting Grobby. Grobby, are you going to say anything? Grobby? Oh, Christopher. Oh, Christopher. Oh, right. Fake CNC. Okay. I'm with you. If it's a fake one, I say let's get rid. Let's get rid, I say. Sad. Hello, hello. Hope we're back again. Yes, so, where were we? Chris, are you going to come on, Chris? Oh, Christopher. Oh, Christopher. Are you coming on? Oh, Christopher. Oh, Christopher. Oh, Christopher. Are you coming on? Oh, Christopher. Oh, Christopher. Oh, Christopher. Christopher, are you going to come on? Oh, Christopher. Oh, Christopher. Come on, buddy. You can come on. No? Christopher, oh Christopher. You gonna come on, Christopher? No, I can't hear my background music, which is a bit of a bastard, but what can he do? James Hine Friend has been sentenced to prison for 19 months for being a 70-year-old. Gosh. So we've had some clones out today. The whole point of today's Cockney Patriot. That's going to be a fake account, isn't it? That's going to be a fake account. Let's talk about Grobby. That's what I'm here to talk about. Again, isn't it interesting that you're all so quick to deflect? Also quick to deflect. Let's go to his channel. Is he? Oh no, I think it's causing me. Oh yeah, he was, wasn't he? I mustn't keep going to these people's channels because I'm just gonna. Hide it. Because I can, baby. It's cool, we've still got the music, it's just that I can't hear it. Oh, God. Grubby. Sorry, Christopher. Christopher. Oh, 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 Christopher. Chris, honestly, call in as Christopher and let's talk about it. You obviously got some issues, mate. You're not my mate, but I'll give you a free love coach. I'll give you a free love coaching session. Because you've got a broken heart. You've got a broken heart, Christopher. And what you're doing is you're taking it out on the wrong person. You know, there's laws to protect women from broken-hearted psychopaths like yourself, for want of a better word. And I call you a psychopath because of the misogynistic hate speech that spews from your mouth. So look, either it's time to come out from behind the shadow, show us yourself. If you're that handsome, show us how handsome you are. You know, if your life is so brilliant, show us how brilliant your life is. You know, invite us into your home. You know, do a through the keyhole. Do a through the keyhole edition. You know, and I know Katie's done a face there, and I'm being a bit like close to the wind for entertainment value. But I do think A1000 had a close shave by not getting involved with you, Christopher. Because she may not have survived. She may not have come out of your allotment shed. Where are your ferrets? Where do you keep your ferrets? Are you leaving them to die somewhere? Have they got adequate space? What's this about Nin saying pets in your care have died out of neglect? We hear Fenwick going off on one on you. Clearly, Fenwick isn't getting the attention, the stimulation, or the exercise that a dog of his stature needs. Katie says, why did everyone think I would be meeting anyone? Oh, it was just because. We all thought that, Katie, because on some of his lives, Christopher was making lewd comments that he'd like to bend you over in the allotment shed and sodomize you. And, you know, this is common of the type of extreme, mature, graphic conversation that his channel spewed out. Did Grobnob the troll? Hey, listen, let's not have that type of vulgarity here. First warning. Facts. First warning. Is it another one? Let's just block it then. Yeah. Let's block it then. I stand my ground for my own personal reasons. Like it. Whose is that Facts backup channel then? Do you reckon? So. Oh, darling. Oh, darling. Oh, darling. Well, listen. You come to the wrong place if you think you can come into my chat and be vulgar. This isn't Christopher Brindle's playground, okay? This is my playground, and we play by gentlemanly rules. But then again, Facts, I may be being a bit too hard. It is adult conversation, and maybe I went overboard. Oh, we've got a visitor. Hello, Christopher. Christopher, why aren't you saying anything? Oh, it's not Christopher. It's not Christopher, everyone. It's one of the... Anyway, yeah, we know who it is. They're just waiting for their chance. Oh, so predictable. So, we're going to have a bit of a promotional video, everyone. Yes. And hello to Justin. Big shout out to Justin's in the house. Big shout out to Katie B. And we've got some clones. We've actually got AJ Degenerate waiting in the wings. He's pretending to be he is pretending to be grobby at the moment. Aren't you, AJ Degenerate, you idiot? AJ Degenerate. AJ Degenerate, you idiot. Aren't you pretending to be Christopher? Or is that really you, Christopher? Either way, they are they're children, quite frankly. They are children, because what's happening is poor Christopher is reverting to be a child. He's acting like a child, having a tantrum. And really, he's got to like look himself in the mirror and say, actually, you are a 53-year-old man. You know. No, it hasn't been lively at all. It hasn't been lively at all. I nearly wrapped it up for an hour, but then again, we had Uncle P come on just as the hour turned into 2. We have had Christopher on, but he was under his Jimmy Jangle mindset, and it's not worth talking to Jimmy Jangle, because Jimmy Jangle will just jingle and jangle all night long, and he'll get nowhere. I need to talk to Christopher Brindle. You know, be it Christopher, Jack, Jim, Jones, or John. You know, whatever his name is, be it Christopher John Brindle, for example. We need to have the real Christopher come in and talk to us. Because, I mean, you've missed it. You've missed it, Justin. And for everyone in the audience, when I'm referring to Justin, I'm talking about the original convert. A1000 I refer to as KTB. And so, yeah, you missed it, Justin. He came on. And then he challenged me. He challenged me to, he said something like, come and find me. Come and find me if you can. And I reminded him that I've got a hotline to a major news source. Shan't say too much, except that basically, I mean, I could find out where Chris lives if I wanted to within 10 seconds. I'm not boasting. I'm not boasting. I'll say it for the 3rd time for effect. I am not boasting. Right, over to Katie. My comment at 9:40 p.m. A1000. Surely Heather can handle herself. It's just a 4. Am I missing something here? Right, so Katie is saying, surely Heather can handle herself. Yeah, of course. Where is Heather? Has anyone heard from Heather? Serious question. I've tried the magic. I've said her name 3 times, but nothing. Perhaps I may have to go to the Night Watch and ask. The Night Watch seem to know a lot of stuff about everything. So I'll spill the beans. I'll spill the beans. I'll say it for a 3rd time. Only kidding you. I won't say it again. But yeah. Someone from the Night Watch has joined my harem. Let's put it at that, shall we? Here's a riddle for you. Here's a riddle for you. My harem is closed. But yeah, it's just had its new member. Work that one out and you can get a bit closer to the riddle. Because let me tell you something. It's big. It's the end of the world, big. Right, what am I missing? I don't know. What are you missing, Katie? If you find it, let us know. Share it about. That's the real Grobnob. Yes. Remember, we want Christopher coming in, not Jimmy Jangles. You claim to have met with Heather recently, says Katie. So look, Katie, are you questioning whether Christopher has met up with Heather? Just so we all understand where we're coming from, yeah? Are there people out there who question whether Christopher has met up with Heather? Because, you know, what the hell's going on? All I know is that it's crime in real time. What he's saying about Heather is not right. I mean, even, come on. Any intelligent person knows that's not right. All right, so let's go over. We have the man in the house. She hates Matt Taylor for sure, thinks he's a fat pervert. Really? Shit. Has Grobnob met Heather? I mean, what? Look, Grobnob. Is all this in your head, or did everything you say really happen? Because, you know, I'll say this kindly, okay? From the vibe you give out, Chris, I don't think you can have a proper relationship with anyone. And that's the thing, I just think you're too warped in your mind to really kind of like love a woman. I mean, really, Chris, what have you had in the last 8 years? I mean, what have you had sexual? What kind of sexual liaisons have you had in the last 8 years, Chris? Be honest. What is it? Half a wank? I've got a text, everyone. I've got a text. Got to go over and get it. Got to go and catch it. All right, I'll tell you how many messages I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 messages. 7 messages. Honestly, the info's coming in. Right. I shan't mention anything. But, Chris. I shall not confirm or deny I have your address. I shall not confirm or deny, Christopher Brindle, that I have your address. I shall not confirm or deny. In fact, let's be safe, and I deny I have any knowledge of your address, Christopher Brindle. I do not know your address in any way, shape or form. The member of James Hind's Project Nightwatch has not, I repeat, has not given me your address. I can like to just put that out into public. The person who is defected from the Nightwatch has not already, without me even asking, passed on certain information of the exact location of Christopher Brindle's home address. You see, this is what happens when you challenge the host, me, Matt Taylor. This is what happens when you challenge me, when you go out and chat and call me a liar. When I say I can have information within 10 seconds of asking, I'm not fucking about. And in fact, what tonight has just demonstrated is that I can have information within 10 minutes about a certain subject without having to ask. Evidently, Project Nightwatch are always watching. And they'll be a part of the audience now. And they're actually preempting me. So already I've had 7 messages preempting me of information. And I can categorically deny that within that information is Christopher Brindle's address somewhere in Preston. Okay, let's move on. Because after all, it takes stages to make a banoffee pie. You can't rustle one up straight away. No. Got to take your time, layer it up, and then bash your uncle. You've got a lovely dessert. Over to Christopher in the chat. Hello, Christopher. Would you like to come on and discuss your current health issues, Christopher? What the hell is going on in your life? I'm happy to give you a free love coaching session. So, Christopher, please. We are all worried about you. What you're doing isn't normal. Please, come on. As Christopher from Preston. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about how you've just got to smile and say goodbye to Heather without throwing those rocks of misogynistic hate at her. Because that's exactly what's happening now, Christopher. You're hurt. And because you haven't matured for whatever reason, we can explore that in other sessions. But because you haven't matured for those other reasons, you're acting like a child now in the face of rejection by Heather. There was a reason why Heather was so silent when she came up to meet you. Because you made her feel that way. Over to... Oh, we can't have that in the chat. Oh, Christopher. Poor you, Christopher. Poor you. It shows how hurt you are. It shows how hurt you are. And how desperate. I do feel for you, Christopher. And please, I can only ask that you take me up on the offer. Contact me, please. And I'll give you some free advice. I'll give you some free love coaching. Okay? Free love coaching for you, Christopher. Because I tell you, if it isn't... How do I... So, Christopher, the thing is, Christopher, where do we start with you? Listen, I could just leave you to your own devices and you'll end up in court. Very good question. Christopher, when was the last time you were in court? Because let me just check my messages again. Let me just answer this one for a clarification. Okay. I've got some information. Does the numbers beginning with T2 mean anything? Oh, mate, are you suffering? Oh, poor you suffering. T2 30th. Oh, poor you, Christopher. Mate, look, there is help for you, okay? I'm willing to help you. Poor you, Christopher. Listen, you can save yourself. You can save yourself by taking everything down in which you mention Heather, right? Be a good boy, because you're acting like a child now. So you can take everything down that mentions Heather and don't talk about her again. Or you'll most probably be arrested for stalking and harassment and spend Christmas in jail. But mind you, you'll be homeless soon yourself, won't you? Because now I've got more information flooding in, Christopher. Here we go again. More information coming in. No, and thank you ever so much, for that latest piece of intelligence. Thank you for doing so. No, it was good. Many thanks. So listen, Christopher. What should I say? What's this Katie saying? Just checked. He has removed his lies from 5 months ago onwards. Good. Whatever that means. Right, everyone. So, listen. I think we're getting there. Yes. Thank you for everyone for joining me. I mean, this is a very important live stream because what we're addressing is the misogynistic hate speech of Christopher Brindle, who even now, when he comes on to try and justify his actions and words and deeds, he throws around, again, words that hurt me. Yes, I know, isn't it strange? We live in a strange world in which I can literally be arrested for what you, the audience, say in the chat room. And that's happened. Yes, I have been arrested for what you say in the chat room. It's quite phenomenal, really. And I am at the front line of the battle of good and evil. And isn't it interesting that it's only myself, Volcano included, calling out the misogynistic behaviour of Christopher Brindle. While I finish a sentence, of course, it all comes to mind that I'm not the only one. Shout out to the Preston Predator. He's doing great work in exposing Christopher Brindle, as is and does other notable YouTubers whose names escape me, who do their best. The name Q comes to mind. Shout out to Q, who's who himself or herself, however Q identifies as called out Christopher Brindle for what he is. And if you are in any way in doubt to what Christopher Brindle is, you just need to remind yourselves of everything Christopher has called me, because that exactly is what Christopher is, 10 times worse. He's everything he's called me, 10 times worse. And we've seen within our own eyes, within our own community, he's on to his third victim, Nin, Sharon Gale, and now Heather Turner. Where's Heather Turner? No one's heard from her. Who else is concerned? Katie that isn't concerned. Katie thinks Heather can look after herself, and maybe she can. Maybe she can. Okay, we should have Grobnob on. Grob, Chris, Christopher, are you ready to talk?
Matt, you fat wanker.
Hello, Christopher.
Katie Bourne. Katie.
Oh, you silly boy. So listen, basically, Christopher isn't willing to engage like an adult. So he's going to be no longer welcome on to the platform. And I think what we've demonstrated tonight is that Christopher really, quite frankly, deserves to be in prison, to be fair, for Christmas. So, yeah. Right, yeah, so that's it. Christopher deserves to be in prison this Christmas. And it is quite sad. Because this is his immature behaviour. He doesn't feel as if he is required to take responsibility for his actions. But then again, as Volcano either alluded to at the start of this stream, medical intervention. Perhaps for whatever reason, Chris isn't getting the support he needs at his end. Because the intelligence that's coming in through me, through the whistleblower at the Night Project Watch, is that there's court cases concerning certain individuals who take great delight in calling out other people's court proceedings. I'll say it, intelligence coming in. Okay, intelligence coming in tonight from the whistleblower at James Hines Night Watch suggests, and I need to look into this myself, but this is fresh off the press, suggests that Christopher Brindle himself is in court. It's a bit of a bombshell, everyone. This is a bit of a bombshell. I don't know. I'm new to this. I don't know what the credibility of the information that I'm receiving from the whistleblower at James Hines Night Watch. But hot off the press is that Christopher Brindle is facing his own court action. I heard sniffings of rumours about this myself through my other contacts, because I've got lots of ears to the ground. I did hear whispers of this. I didn't really put all the jigsaw pieces together until now. But it looks like maybe if Christopher wants to come back on. Christopher, do you want to come on and respond to this latest intelligence drop that you're facing your own court? Calling Christopher. Christopher Brindle, come on down. Would you like to confirm or deny that you have your own court proceedings? Christopher Brindle. Hey, Christopher. Don't challenge me. Do not challenge me to get the tarot cards out. Christopher. Do not, I repeat, do not challenge me to get the tarot cards out. Because I'll really get to the bottom of it then, won't I? Eh? I'll get to the bottom of it then. We'll really know the truth of how you live, won't we, Christopher? Eh? Perhaps it'll all transpire that you're a hoarder. That you live in a mattress. That you feed your dog your own excrement or something. Something dreadful like that. Because I tell you, what happens between you and that Fenwick is not natural. It is not natural. Mate, the way he's talking to you, it's either you're doing something to him or you're not doing something to him. I.e. giving him stimulation and exercise. You know, we hear him licking. What, do you really just sit there in bed and let him lick you? Because you're so fed up of telling him not to. You know what I mean? When you are on meds, do you just conk out? And do you come round the next morning with Fenwick licking at you? I mean, what the hell's going on? Nin said pets in your care have died through neglect. Where are your ferrets? Where are they housed? Serious bloody questions. Hello to Mandy in the house. Bit late, better late than never. Hello, Mandy. For anyone who doesn't know who Mandy is, Mandy's a regular. Hey, listen, talking about for anyone who don't know who Mandy is, a big shout out to the Facebook audience. Yes. I bet you may not have known, but this is being broadcast simultaneously on YouTube and Facebook. We used to broadcast simultaneously on YouTube and Twitter, but now we are on Facebook. So a big shout out to all my Facebook viewers. Thanks for tuning in. So listen, what have I walked into, said Mandy. We're discussing Garobnob, aka Christopher Brindle. Latest intelligence drop is that he's got his own court to deal with. Christopher, would you like to come in and explain further? Or do I need to clarify through the whistleblower from James? Oh yeah, you may not have known, Mandy. May not have known. We've got a whistleblower. Hello, Blazing Leo. What an honor. An honor and privilege to have America in the house. Hello, Blazing. Thanks for joining us. We're doing a like, mate, I am well standing on my moral horror ground. I'm standing on my moral horror higher ground. There's been Blazing Leo from America, everyone, may not be familiar with the notorious YouTube troll Grobnob, aka Christopher Brindle. But listen, it's crime in real time, quite frankly, crime in real time. And so we've invited Christopher on tonight to explain himself. But all he done was say the names that could put me in prison. Yes, would you believe it, Blazing Leo? There are certain names that I have been arrested for people putting in the chat. Yeah, we live in a crazy end of time scenario. But listen, the latest news, this is for Leo and Mandy, who are just late. The latest news is that we've had an intel drop while live on this very show. We have an intel drop from the whistleblower from the James Hine Night Watch. A member of James Hine's Night Watch has contacted me, and he or she, I cannot confirm the sexual makeup of the individual, but a major intelligence drop is coming out. I now have access to information I otherwise wasn't privy to, and live on air it was revealed that through a contact that Christopher Brindle himself is in court. What court that is, we don't know, but we do know Christopher is from the Preston area. There was some chitter-chatter a few days ago of look out for the Preston courts. I didn't really put two and two together. I could never have guessed it would have been Christopher Brindle. But like I say, the initial intel suggests that Christopher has got his own destiny with courts somewhere in Preston. Once we get more information on that, be sure I will share it. So there's a lovely welcome to Leo. I know it's not right, isn't it? It's a crazy world we do live in. So listen, we got all the whole crowd in. We love having a crowd in. Matt's having a secret body drop because we're late. No, I'm not, Mandy. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. No, you've missed some. Because, you know, I would like to hear you condemn Christopher, really, because I don't know what. You don't have to do anything. I'm not asking anyone to do anything. But, you know, we need more people out there condemning what Christopher is doing to Heather. Because you know, another big issue is, has anyone heard from Heather? I mean, just imagine yourself being having a little liaison with someone you met on YouTube. It didn't go particularly well because you realise what a kind of like loser the man is. The loser's feelings are hurt, and next thing you know, the spurned ex-boyfriend is ringing up immigration, and then the lady in question isn't heard of. We don't know what's happened to Heather now. Is the guy you were talking about the one who was in that horrible child abuse scandal? No, no, it's not, Blazin. No, it's not. No. Literally, and that was anyway, I cannot say any more, but we live in such an end of world state, and I'm like at the forefront of it. Let's not beat around the bush, but I'm at the forefront of it. I've actually been arrested for what you, the viewer, has written in the chat. Yes, and we're not talking about Christopher Brindle, but on this occasion we are talking about Christopher Brindle. I don't know whether you know about anything about Sean Atwood. He's a very popular YouTuber here in the UK, and I love how Sean Atwood drills deep into a subject and analyzes and looks at every single facet of the story. And that's what I want to do with this Chris Brindle, because it is absolutely fascinating. Peering into the mind of this psychopath, for want of a better word, for want of a better description of a man so deranged as Christopher Brindle. So, Leo, Matt is talking about a man known as the Preston Pervert, aka the Preston Predator. He himself admits to hiding in the bushes of the local park, cooking up a pot noodle and telling Fenwick to stop licking his balls, something like that. Anyway, so listen, we're coming up to 2 hours. This man goes on YouTube and masturbates wearing a gas mask. He denies it, but I wouldn't put anything past him. So listen, everyone, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to wrap it up at 2 hours, okay? I'm going to wrap it up at 2 hours. I've said what I wanted to say. I've demonstrated that Christopher maybe, definitely deserves to be in prison this Christmas, because he had his chance to have a free love coaching session by me, a qualified love coach, but he chose not to. He chose to throw the lovely gesture of a free love coaching session back at me. He tried to get me locked up, quite frankly. You may not realise that tonight, dear audience, but Christopher Brindle tried to get me locked up tonight. That's not nice, when I was extending the olive branch, a free love coaching session. They're very sought after, my hour-long love coaching sessions. If anyone's got a broken heart, get in touch with Matt Taylor's Love Coaching, in which I can mend all broken hearts and help you get back on the track of finding love, fulfillment, and happiness. So, we're going to be wrapping up in the next couple of minutes, everyone. Big shout out to everyone who's taking the time. Even if you're late, I don't mind, Mandy. Don't let it happen again. I don't mind, Mandy. You can be late, my darling. If it happens again, I'm going to tickle you to death. That was an empty threat, obviously. No need to contact Sussex Police. When I say I'm going to tick people to death, it's a joke. So, part of healing broken hearts is to take a joke. So, Chris Brindle, aka Grobnob, has serious issues that need urgent attention. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for Convid for bringing that up. Convid, my mate Justin. This was the whole point of the show, and so we're going to finish on this note because it is a serious note. What we're seeing with Chris Brindle is crime in real time. We invited Christopher on today to take responsibility for his actions, and instead he tried to get me imprisoned. Treat people in the manner that you want to be treated. We're coming up to the last minute. Thank you ever so much, everyone, for joining me. It's been a Matt Taylor's Open Mayhem chat room. Special guest Christopher Brindle. We caught him on a good time. Shout out to Mandy, to Justin, to Leo, to Katie, and to everyone else who came in. Listen, trolls, if you want to come in, if you act like grown-ups, I'll let you in, okay? Until the next time, everyone, remember you can join me over on Locals. Don't bother. It's a load of rubbish. This is the message we want to get across. Above all else, get naked. Yes. Do something enjoyable and or relaxing. Let loose and have a good time. Until the next time, remember, King Arthur loves you, as Katie loves you too.